2 goals, 3 minutes either side of the half-time whistle secures a 2-0 win for Swansea City over top of the table Norwich. Let's get into my thoughts on this one. So, yes, you heard that right. A goal either side of the half-time whistle. 42nd minute and the 48th minute. Perfect times to score. Right before the half-time whistle and then straight after that motivational speech from Daniel Farke from the Norwich City manager at half-time at the Liberty Stadium. Andre Ayew getting on the end of a Jake Bidwell assist for the first one. To be fair, both goals could easily have been avoided for Norwich City this evening. Thankfully, they weren't. Tim Krul had, to be honest, an absolute howler of a game. He made a couple of decent saves, which, you know, stopped the Swans scoring earlier on with a good opportunity from Jamal Lowe breaking on through into the box from a perfectly timed ball from the midfield from Mark Gahey. So, you know, Tim Krul did sort of make a good amount of saves early on in the game, a couple as the game went on as well. But sort of completely lost focus just before halftime and clearly just after it as well. As I say, the first goal coming on the 42nd minute. Swans definitely, in my opinion, deserving to take the lead at that sort of point of the game. We were looking like we were going to score, certainly before that point of the game anyway. You know, we had to sort of ride it out. Norwich, very, very structured in defence. Decent in midfield, clearly missing Buendia in midfield and that attacking threat. You could definitely see that tonight. Cantwell just didn't have that final third spark. He linked up quite well with Pukki, in fairness to him, but you just tell. You can just see the stats are there for the reason. You know, Norwich have won 1 game all season without Buendia, and that was, I think, the first game of the season. He's assisted all bar 3 of Pukki's goals this season. So again, you can see why it was sort of a dry spell in front of goal for Pukki this evening. And as of late, Norwich haven't scored now in 4 games, which is quite worrying for Norwich City fans, I'd imagine. Especially with the likes of us and Brentford breathing down their necks, and of course Reading as well, picking up points seems to be every weekend and getting some good goals in those games as well. So there are teams breathing down Norwich City's neck now. We are 2 points behind them with a game in hand. That game in hand comes against Blackburn, I believe, on the 6th of March, an early kickoff. So, you know, we are breathing down their neck. So maybe the pressure is sort of getting to certain individuals, but you wouldn't think that it'd be getting to a player like Tim Krul with his experience and his older head. But as I say, half-time, we went in 1-0, definitely deserving to be 1-0 up at half-time. I think possession stats at the time was sort of about 55 to the Swans, 45 to Norwich. Goal attempts was probably about 4 or 5 to the Swans, and maybe 3 to Norwich. And you can see why they're failing to score. They had 13 shots, 1 on target throughout the 95, almost 100 minutes of football, to be fair. And even the 3 substitutes they brought on later in the game, which we'll touch on, every single one of them that had a shot, either it was easily dealt with for Woodman, a comfortable save for Woodman, or it just completely skyrocketed and was going out of the Liberty Stadium had it not had a roof on the back of the stands. So maybe some worrying times for Norwich City fans. If there's any Norwich City fans currently watching this, comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you think you've got what it takes now to ride out the rest of the season and finish in the top 2, or do you think that this blip may now cost you and you may now slip down into the playoffs, especially with, as I say, us and Brentford playing the way we are? But, you know, that halftime speech from Farke didn't do them any justice at all, to be fair. And maybe it's a little bit cruel, no pun intended, on Norwich. But again, Conor Hourihane showing his skill, his his next level above the Championship. To be fair, I think it was a coup getting him. There may be some Premiership clubs who would like to have had him. Maybe he'd been a bench warmer there. Maybe the game time was guaranteed and promised to him for coming down to Swansea. But wow, what a coup. It's paying off massively. 3 goals in 3 games, 2 in the league, 1 in the cup. And they've all been absolute screamers. I think, like I've tweeted out, I'm sure Hourihane and Matt Grimes, between the two of them, have a bet on who can score the furthest screamer come the end of the season. They're both rocketing in goals at the moment, and it's absolutely brilliant to see. For such a long time, we've gone without a player who's had the balls and the skill and the sort of technical ability to take a shot from 30 odd yards out and it be on target, it be low, not much movement on it, but the pace on it just beats the goalkeeper, which is exactly what we saw from Hourihane's attempt tonight. Jay Fulton with the assist. Again, an absolutely amazing performance from Jay Fulton, winning so many applause from Swansea City fans. The way that his tackling, his contribution going forward, his tracking back, the guy puts in a shift every single game and is now going massively noticed. And we said it in the stream earlier, how has this guy not had a call up for Scotland? It's absolutely unbelievable. But he got the assist. Hourihane from about 30 odd yards out, bags of space in front of him, and just decides, you know what, I'm going to let fly. I'm just going to see what happens, hit the ball, see what happens. And low, direct, bottom right-hand corner. Tim Krul probably could have done a little bit better, but he was scrambling down to his left-hand side. Got down, the ball was in the back of the net before he hit the floor. And it was another absolute fantastic goal. And again, like I say, it's something that we haven't really seen for the last few seasons is a player taking a shot from 30 odd yards out. And he's even encouraged in Matt Grimes to do so as well. So, fantastic stuff. Again, the first goal, like I say, it was very scrappy, but it came from a long throw from Roberts, flicked on, Hourihane at the back post, blocked by Aarons, out for a corner. Someone in the stream asked, why is Roberts taking corners and not Hourihane now? You could clearly see why. The corners weren't working in the sense of we weren't challenging enough. We weren't winning the header on the corner, and it was easily being cleared by Norwich defenders every single time. To be fair, every single time a cross went in, every single time a corner went in, it was very easy for Norwich City defenders to clear the ball. And the ball was dropping just to the edge of the box. So that tactical decision, whether it was Cooper or the players themselves identified it, whoever picked up on it, absolutely fantastic. Connor went over, took the corner, the ball was headed out, and it fell. It fell to where it needed to go. And from that, then we went on and scored. Hourihane got his shot away, resulted in the corner. So that the changes in tactics as the game went on really played into our favour. After we scored the second goal, to be fair, it was a bit of a let's ride this out. Let's see if we can maybe get a third. To be fair, the next goal looked likely like Norwich were going to get it. They were piling on the pressure. The game ended 60% possession to Norwich and 40 to the Swans. And that was kind of clear to see as the game went on. I didn't think it'd be quite 60%, but the second half possession was 66% to 34, which was, I think, very clear to see. But the first half possession, I think we had a bit better off than what the stats are saying. It's saying 46 to 54, but I think that was probably even or maybe just about in Swansea's favour. As I say, shots on target, 9 for the Swans, on target 4 for the Swans, 1 for Norwich. 9 shots for Swansea, 13 for Norwich. And our defence just proved why they are the best in the division, why they are one of the best in the country. 15 goals conceded in 27 games, 15 clean sheets. I believe it's 14 for Woodman. And the covering when a player is out of position or when a player has to step out of position to do cover, every single man fights for this badge and fights for this club at the moment. Midfielders dropping back, Lowe was dropping back, Andre was back as he always is on corners anyway. And I think we played the game out quite well. We sort of rode our luck a little bit. We allowed Norwich to have too many opportunities in front of goal. Thankfully, those opportunities, as I say, went over the bar, easy for Freddie Woodman to gather, or he made some very good saves. But we did, for moments of the game, just invite and allow Norwich in front of goal and to have a few opportunities at Freddie Woodman. Speaking of getting in front of goal, massive controversy in this game again. A stonewall penalty, as concrete as they come. That was a penalty on Jordan Morris. Later on in the game, the guy is making his second appearance for the Swans. Do you think the guy is going to want to go down when he's one-on-one with Tim Krul and a defender tracking him, getting onto the penalty spot? No. The last thing he wants to do is go down and win a penalty, because he's not the penalty taker. The boy would want to make an impact. The boy would want to get one-on-one and have an opportunity and possibly score. Could you imagine if he scored in his second appearance for the Swans? He would want nothing more. Why would he want to go down? The player was nowhere near the ball. So you're saying Morris has either tripped or he's dove, in which case you haven't booked him, and he certainly hasn't tripped, because even in the replays and live normal pace, you can clearly see that he's had his ankles clipped by the defender's knee. And maybe it's not intentional, but it was a clear and stonewall foul. It should have been a penalty. It should have been a red card. We didn't get it again. Cooper had obviously some verbal words to say on the touchline towards the referee, because after that, when the stoppage in play happened, the ref went over and had a few more words with Cooper. All I can say is, guys, we are back up into second. We're back where we belong this season. I don't think there's any other side that deserves to be above us at the moment. The games we've lost, we've deserved to lose 2 of them. The other 2, we've kind of not performed at our best, but we've been very unfortunate to win. From winning positions, we have still only dropped 2 points this season. When we score and when we go ahead, we do not lose games, which is absolutely huge in a challenge towards the Premier League and towards the top of the Championship. If we want to win the league, if you want to finish in the top 2, you need clean sheets and you need to be solid at the back. You need to be taking your chances in front of goal. As I say, tonight, 9 attempts at goal, 4 on target, 2 goals. That for me is pretty clinical. That's scoring 50% of your shots on target, and better than 50%, or just slightly worse than 50% of your total shots are on target. So that's not so bad. I don't really recall many of the opportunities that we had going wide. Maybe 1 or 2 dragged shots, but throughout the game, I think we were good for the win. And now, as I say, we go marching on, back up into second, back above Brentford, where we belong. The pressure is now back on them. They do have a game in hand. I'm not entirely sure who that's against, but we have a game in hand over Norwich, and our game in hand is Blackburn. That is, of course, a few weeks away. So it's going to be, again, hopefully we can be in a stronger position, or at least the similar sort of position where we are only like a point or 2 points behind top of the table, still with that game in hand. Hopefully the things that are going on in the world at the moment, and the bad weather and stuff as well, hopefully no more games are called off, and hopefully the normal schedule can resume, because these games are coming thick and fast as it is, and to then have cup games and then have rescheduled games from postponements. It's not really what you want. It's already a compact season as it is. We don't want more fixtures crammed into a short space of time. So FA Cup is up next Wednesday. Make sure you tune into the live stream. We're definitely going to be live streaming that one. And then I believe we are away to Sheffield Wednesday. I believe that is our next game up. So as I say, make sure you do tune into these live stream, guys. We are building the channel, and I should be editing and finishing off recording my giveaway video. So if you aren't yet subscribed, now is the best time to get subscribed, because if you want to enter the giveaway and if you want a chance at winning it, you're going to need to be subscribed to the channel. So make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and ding dong those notifications, so you do get post notifications every time a new video goes live. And guys, once again, thank you very much for all the support on the channel. Again, I'm absolutely loving making the content and absolutely loving building the community and going live with you guys. All I can say is we're back up to second. The Swans are marching on, keeping the pressure on Norwich and Brentford. And again, Steve Cooper's Barmy Army, we are absolutely on fire.